So it's that time of year now where the midges are back in full force. Oh, they're annoying. But not Loch Ness. But yeah, it's just these rocks here. This is where I sat, where I made my last video. Back in the day, you know. On the last rambling video anyway. Before everything went completely Pete Dong. And obviously the months that have followed, well, least said about that the better. Be honest. Most certainly, many instances done myself no favours, but simultaneously, I do think, for what it's worth, a lot of the hate that I was getting somewhat misconstrued, but it is what it is. Just want to talk about what it's like to go through a mental breakdown and or to be suicidal because fucking hell, I ticked all the boxes in that regard. It's bonny though, isn't it? It really is. I even sit here like old times. So it's one of those I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I guess we could start with, well, what, you know, looking back in hindsight, what started to happen to me. You know, halfway through last year, for example, I was in a committed relationship, but things weren't going particularly well, arguing a lot. I was in and out of work. And I subsequently, / foolishly, began drinking a lot. And I always was able to sort of formulate excuses to myself, as well as whomever else tried to pull me up for it. For example, if I was staying down at my ex's house, quite often in the morning I would have a beer. First thing in the fucking morning. And she pulled me up for it multiple times, and in my head, my excuse made sense. I would say, oh, it's hair of the dog, oh, it's because I've got a bit of a head on. You know, and I don't want to feel rough, so I'm just having a beer. But then that would lead to like multiple as the day went on, you know. But while I was back up the road, when I wasn't with her, I was drinking practically every day at this point. You know, at work, on the way home from work, and all this shit. And it was, this just, it got so bad. Oh, for fuck's sake. And it did start to ruin our relationship. You know, we spent more time arguing than we did fucking being in a relationship. And then when we broke up, I just... well... drank more and more and more. And I did this for days, and the days turned into weeks. The weeks did in turn turn into months, you know. Simultaneously, my fucking appetite completely dissipated, or depleted even. I went from being, I'm 6'3" almost, and I went from being that height, I'm 13.5 stone, to a man who ended up being 11 stone. I was literally waking up in the morning just drinking. Drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. And then I went to seek help, eventually, in October last year. I had no choice. I had to do something. But I've said before on my channel, not this one, but my political one, you know, that you don't realise that you've got a problem. And it's like the onus isn't on other people to say that you've got a problem, but when you're so fucking balls deep, metaphorically speaking, in whatever issue it is, you don't necessarily know that you've got a problem. You know, it's all very well and good saying that, you know, the first step to recovery is to acknowledge you've got a problem. Yeah, but when you're that far into it, you're not going to know that you've got a problem, you know? The excuses come out. Everything is excused and or justified, etc. And that's what I was doing. Then it comes to work. I was getting offered jobs. That just landed right in front of me. I was getting offered jobs, I was turning them down. I was just turning into like a shadow of my former self, you know? And the only reason that I realised that alcohol was the fucking problem for me was because every single time I started to drink, like as time progressed, and I kind of got over the heartbreak of not being with my missus anymore, it was the fact that every time I drank, I kept thinking about her more than I ordinarily would. Exacerbation is essentially what I'm trying to say. You know, it exacerbated my dark thoughts, it exacerbated my pain, it exacerbated my grief, it exacerbated my yearning for her. That's where I realised that alcohol was a problem, but simultaneously it also flicked a switch in me that made me realise I've got serious fucking problems in terms of how I feel about myself. And that's not sorted. It's not sorted even now. This time last year, I had a fucking plethora of friends. And I'm bad. Fast forward a year and I'm fucking sat recording a video like this with no friends, being more or less. Yeah. Waking up's a chore. Trying to do normal things is a chore. Until you ever go through something like this, you'll never know, you know, you might hear people talk about it, but why do you think so many people end up taking their own lives? A lot of it's alcohol related, and that's why I'm trying to stay away from it now. Because I know damn well that if I just start scooping away, it's going to make things all the more worse. You know, next to every mistake that I've made in the last, fuck knows how many months now. September, almost 6 weeks. Alcohol related, you know. But you become deprived of self-awareness. You become deprived of motivation. You become deprived of emotion. You just sit and you do fuck all. That's just why so many people end up going down dark paths in relation to taking drugs. This is why so many people in many instances end up, you know, ending up further and further down the road of alcohol. And there ain't particularly much out there for people like that. I don't know. I've long since accepted that me and my ex are done. But what I do miss is not only the times and the memories that we shared together, but I miss my friends more than anything. This is what I hate about loneliness. Loneliness is fucking horrible. Like fucking days and days and days go by where I don't hear from anybody. You know? I'm talking fucking. In some instances, it's been like a fortnight. And even in that, though, like, I don't do myself any favours because some of the boys I was associating with when I was working with the back a couple of months ago, I just stopped replying to their messages, you know. I'm not doing myself any favours. This is what I'm all about. Dark thoughts, loneliness, everything chips away at you. Yeah. Just miss my life. Just not what I had planned it.